Hi everyone, welcome to the Spark tutorials, and today we are going to first talk about what is a Spark. So before understanding what is a Spark, let's understand that what was the problem before Spark came into existence. The problem was that in early 2010s, companies had more data tools than they could handle. So what it means is companies had large amount of data, and the only tool that was available at the time, the only widely used tool was available at the time was a MapReduce. MapReduce was great for a batch, but it was slow and disk heavy. So what it means is, so it required a constant I/O operations. If we compare that, it's like a saving and reopening Word document for every word that we are adding. So job workflow would go as following. So we read a file, so we do the mapping part, then we'll write to disk, then we read from the disk, and then we do the reduce operation, and then again we'll write to disk. So if we summarize if we visualize how the Hadoop MapReduce pipeline worked, so basically we were reading data from a source, we were doing the mapping part, which means with the transformation part, and then after that we would write the data to a disk. Then after that we read from the disk and do the reduce operation, and then write the result again to the disk. So the bottleneck of the MapReduce framework is the I/O operations. So then to solve that problem, Apache Spark was introduced, and the Apache Spark, the way it solved the problem, the first one is that it kept the data in memory between those steps. So meaning that between the steps of the map and the reduce, data was not written to the disk, but instead data was kept in the memory. So no more constant disk I/O operations, and as a result, the same operations that we were doing in the Hadoop ecosystem, those operations become 100 times faster. It's not just the speed. This first major advantage was the speed, but besides the speed, the Spark framework or Spark engine, it had unified API for batch operations, for the streaming operations, and we are going to talk about each of those in details. SQL-like operations on the data, and also machine learning on the data. So to sum up, we can say that the Spark is a simple programming model for a big data. It became de facto standard for the batch processing. So Spark, if we visualize again the same pipeline that we had earlier, then it would look like following. So we are loading a data, we are transforming that, we are saving that data in the cache, then we are joining the data, doing the aggregations, and then we are writing the data, and all these operations are performed in the memory. So how the Spark does it? We are going to again talk about that in a detail in the architectural part of our tutorials, but in a nutshell, the way the Spark does it is we have a driver that takes the data, it splits the data, and it gives to executors to perform the same operation. So let's say that we have massive amount of data, we are splitting that, and we are giving to executor, and after data is processed in parallel in the different nodes in the different machines, so which means that we are faster processing the data, we are collecting the result, and we are combining the result from those executions. To sum up what Spark really is, Spark is not a database, it's not a language, it's a distributed computing engine, or you can call it framework. So distributed computing engine or framework, and how it works, right? As we have already seen above, it takes the job, it's split into the tasks, and run those across many machines automatically, meaning that the data is splitted and the data is given to different nodes, different machines, and as soon as they have completed their work, we are collecting the result. So it's a unified engine for large-scale data processing. It handles the batch data processing, streaming, SQL operations on the data, which is much faster than the real SQL, meaning that if we would use a relational database and machine learning, it's all in one. The reason why the SQL operations are running much faster than in relational databases, we are going to talk about that a bit later. So in one sentence, it's a unified engine for large-scale data processing. If we visualize that, so we have a Spark core that is doing all the transformation actions, which is filtering the data, grouping the data, joining the data, and also we have a Spark SQL where we are performing Spark SQL operations on the data, which is again much faster than if we would perform the same operations, same SQL on the relational database. We have another API for the streaming, for the processing data in real time, and also we have a machine learning libraries and so on. So all these components are unified under one API. If we end-to-end visualize and give the example of Spark, then it would be that we are reading that from the source. We are using the Spark engine, which is either, let's say, we are transforming data, we are transforming the data, we are taking the result, and we are performing some machine learning algorithm on them, and we are training the model, and we have an output. So it's used in real time, right? So real-time data processing is used by Spark, used by Netflix, by Uber, by Airbnb, and other large companies. So to recap, what we have is the Spark is an open source engine for large data processing. It runs on clusters. It's a fast distributed in memory. Clusters means that it runs on the cluster basically is a collection of the nodes. It supports SQL, streaming, machine learning, and the graph computation. It works on any platform. So starting in our example, we are going to run Spark on the laptops, but from the laptops to the Kubernetes, it's used everywhere. It's a de facto standard how we are processing the data how we are processing large data. So it's used in finance, e-commerce, and AI, and the streaming services. It replaces Hadoop, this Kava approach, with in-memory computing.